Should be a very fun one. I think Gaiman has shaken off game one for sure. This draft looks like a very good adjustment. You have some pretty good tempo coming out.
They want to fight.
And yeah, you can just feel, you know, when you have this kind of draft, an initial fight in, if you manage to get shrapnel and get that first blood, it'll feel good.
Run, Gunner. Stun is out. It's a 1 second stun. Gunner has nowhere to go. And eventually should die. Fire Spirit's landing. Gunner will try to go the other way, but it's not going to work out. Tofu able to secure the kill. First blood to go the way of the position for Muerta. And sadly for Gunner, his bear will be on cooldown.
Yeah, that's going to be pretty painful. That takes away a lot of his laning presence here for good old Gunner. So he's just going to have to kind of try to deal with it. And that should give a nice little boost there. Of course, for Quinn, not that his lane needs any more of a boost. Still posturing aggressively. Looks like they might be able to get away with trying to snag an extra rune, but Nouns are ready to at least sneak one away on the opposite side of the river, so might be going for an even trade here.
Yeah. We'll see. K1 going to try and fight with Ace over this bounty rune. Ace just going to kind of posture him out and eventually does pick up the bounty. So a 3-for-1 as Ace will chase him down with the trample just for extra measure. K1 going to have to go to the laning phase with less than half his HP. Meanwhile, bottom though, Celery does kind of get caught as Moo will just chase him down and secure a kill. The Celery, at the very least, not giving the first blood bonus away because that was already handed out earlier, but Moo already off to a great start here on the Ogre.
It's going to be feeling pretty damn good. And that is something they need, as I feel like Moo's going to have to pick up the pace here on the offlane Ogre. Just because you need to buy space for Gunner. Gunner's not going to be able to do too much. You can expect Quinn to have a pretty decent time. The bear is tanky enough that it shouldn't get fully harassed out by the sniper, especially at least not until Shrapnel's out for area denial as well. But you're also not going to be able to stop Quinn. So that does mean this Ogre needs to try to slow down Daracho, so that connection between the sniper and the CK trying to jump forward doesn't happen. The connection between the CK and the Primal Beast doesn't happen. And that is a lot of pressure coming out onto the offlane. We'll see how much more Moo can get. I think this one should be a pretty interesting lane. As again, mid is pretty static. You would expect the sniper to do more.
Oh, no.
Just because he has a range advantage.
Bit of a chase out, but disruption from Lelis will ensure that Durancio cannot follow up with any form of damage here against Moo. And Moo's going to be just fine to remain within this lane. By the way, John, while we have a second, hello to all the viewers in the A stream. I hear we've switched over to that as well, so hello everyone. Nice to see you guys.
Yeah. Hello, hello. Hopefully you're having a good time.
We're the E stream casters. If you're wondering who these two idiots are, it is MLP Dota and John X Fire. At your service.
They don't need to know. They're A-stream guys. They're top-tier viewers, all right? Care. They're here not by their own choice, okay, Mike? Not out of their own volition, so just let them be. All right, as we take a look at the last lane that we haven't seen as well by our own volition. Hector on that PA and Yamson on the Grimstroke up against Ace on that Primal Beast and Tofu on the Muerta. Now again, this is another combination for Muerta where you've got this really big frontliner that can jump in, that can play off of your dead shot and the calling. But there is counterplay here for Nouns. Like Inkswell, jump forward for Hector. Pretty straightforward. No real soft targets outside of the Muerta. You're likely not going to be threatening Ace anytime soon. And again, this is something we noted from draft, but it's not going to be easy for Hector up against Primal Beast. He's already lagging behind in CS. 6-0 in comparison to Ace's 13-5. Not good news. When we talked about the Battle of Fury timing, the farm timings of this PA has to be on point. Hector's got to be able to find a little bit more out of the lane and try to transition into the jungle early.
Yeah, absolutely. Bottom lane, bit of a man fight here between Moo and Durancio. Moo proving to be the bigger man right now as he just continues to chase him down. Celery just wanted to get the Lotus out of that Lotus pool. We'll be able to get away with that just fine. Lanes are pretty slow in terms of, kills happening. We haven't really seen too much from this laning stage quite yet. Just both sides wanting to secure some farm. Not too much interest in trying to secure some kills, and I suppose if there was any lane where kills could occur, it's probably the top lane with the Primal Beast and the Muerta. But K1 and Yamson being very good at just sitting back and not allowing the opening that Ace may be looking for.
Again, this passive lane does play into what Gaiman would want anyway. It's a major slowdown to Hector's farm. And again, this is going to impact that pacing because even Duracho is having a really good time, basically a free lane down bot. So the CK is going to be able to hit this initial timing of Armlet much sooner than the PA can get anything to bear. And that's going to be a numbers advantage for the engagements of Gaiman. I think the one lane that's going exceptionally well for Nouns is that mid lane. So despite the fact that Quinn is getting some free harass onto the bear, he can't kill it. The bear is highly durable. Look at the denies of Gunnar, 18 to 12 in comparison to Quinn right now. It's 16 to 5. Like, just the denies alone is a pretty big boon for Gunnar. He's not having this, you know, the fastest start. It's still annoying to lane to the sniper, but he's not held back and he's still controlling the lane really damn well.
That he certainly is. Bottom lane, Moo will get stunned up here by Duracio, but they won't dive the tier 1. It's a bit of harassment being dealt the Ogre's way. Top lane is just so sad to watch at the moment as well. Like, K1 cannot approach a creep wave. They'll finally get the large camp pull off, thanks to Yamsun, which was constantly being contested by Tofu. Finally, they're able to kind of set the creep equilibrium their way on the side of Nouns, but no, they're going to drag it back over to the large camp. Gaiman making it so hard for K1 to get any form of farm, as they will maintain the position of the creep wave. And sadly for K1, there's just nothing he can do about it. Like, the dagger spam is doing nothing. He's barely hitting the CS.
No. And he's way too low level. 1-1-1, having to have the value point and everything.
Bottom.
Some aggression down bot here.
Yeah, they're going to try after Mu. He's a tanky boy, though. He'll turn right back around, in fact. Trying to go after Salary, but will go down. Salary able to secure the kill. Should be just fine to walk out, as well as now Duracio going to go after Lelis, that the TPs are incoming. Cancelled off those Lelis, still playing rather aggressively on the Shadow Demon, but ultimately we'll have to leave them be.
Yeah, but this is a runaway lane now for Duracho. Like, it's such a stark comparison to game 1 where his Spectre was completely shut out. This time around, Moo's just not having that presence. He's not able to really trade with the magic damage, not able to trade right clicks with his durability, as the CK is just as, if not more tanky than he is when it comes to right click trading. So, big boons coming out for Gaiman in comparison to game 1. 2K lead already showing itself here very early on in the game at 6 minutes in. The shining hope for Nouns really is just Gunnar having a really good time up against the sniper mid. Everyone else is suffering. Like, Hector's not having a great time. Moose not having a great time.
So if you're kind of playing with fire, K1 and Yamsun not bothering to try after the Muerta, knowing that Ace was right around the corner with Onslaught available. Even Celery's rotated up top lane to try and set up something here. Bottom lane, Moo is just perfectly fine just chasing down Duracio, but there is more heroes incoming. Yamsun now around. They're going to try for the chase after the CK. With the Inkswell out, Duracio, he'll try to go after the Shadow Demon instead. Lelis dropping rather low, and in comes the Primal Beast. But the Onslaught, it doesn't really reach as Lelis is still trying to run. Eventually, though, he will get caught by Duracio. But the much bigger target, it's going to be Moo on the Ogre. So even Quinn rotates just to ensure they can have the damage for this guy. And Moo eventually should fall and will. Quinn able to secure on the sniper.
That was a really forced movement out from Nouns. They go through the gate, spotted out by Celery. So Celery immediately goes back through the gate and calls for the TPs in.
Okay, well.
Like, if they managed to sneak that movement without being seen, it could have worked.
K1 could be in a spot of danger now. You haven't got level 6 on Ace yet, but just being able to trample K1 might just be enough into the Onslaught. And K1, he will go for the Blink Strike now, but Celery, he does have the Icarus Dive into the Sun Ray and the Fire Spirits, and that'll be K1. And right to the grave. It's kind of a mirror matchup almost of game 1 here between K1 and Duracio. This is exactly what Duracio had to deal with last game around, and just not much K1 can do about it.
No, they're keeping that aggression, Yamsun.
Danger. Let's get the Inkswell stun off, but it's just not going to matter as Tofu to secure a very easy kill on that Muerta. Pings are immediately out towards Moo. They want to try for the Ogre. Phantasm will be popped. He'll get one illusion. It really shouldn't be enough, but they will give it a crack. Moo loses half his HP, and now the dead shot does land, so they do get a bit more, but eventually Moo is still going to be able to walk his way out. In the meantime, Celery ends up dying across the map by the looks of it by the power rune spot at the top side.
Yeah. not the biggest pickup in the world for Nouns, but something they desperately need. They are keeping control here for Gunnar. Again, their launching point has to be the slow and druid. No one else is having a good time here. So the timings of Gunnar is just going to tie in and try to stall out for their team. Moo is not going to be able to do too much. Double bracer, soul ring on the ogre. No early blade mail, no, not even a phase boots done yet on our ogre. And Hector is still miles away from even just thinking about that full battle.
K1 being chased again by Ace. He has some backup behind him as well, Ace. He's got Quinn and Celery right behind. Here comes Moo to try and help out. Ace, he'll cop the fire blast. K1, he just needs to run. I don't really think he can afford to fight right now as Moo is trying to sacrifice himself for his carry, but no, he is still alive. He'll walk away for now as Gunner's joined in along with Lelis trying to chase down Ace. Lelis needs the disruption to land. Ace, he will get caught. Can they kill him though? He still has an onslaught available, but the roots are incoming from Gunner's Spirit Bear into the Fear though. Ace is still alive, but no, another Fear out. Ace could not onslaught in, but Quinn, he's the one cleaning up. He's already got 2 supports down, looking for the Spirit Bear, which is basically a 3rd hero at this stage. There's the Spirit Bear gone. It's Gunner in that melee form, still not going to be able to survive through this. He will go down. And Gaiman really giving it back to them in this game too.
They are just running it down. This is exactly how Nouns played in the last game, and you know what? They're playing the NA way. You know, 5-man run down, force these fights, just keep fighting. If your enemy fights, you fight back harder. Hector,
the stun is out. Icarus dive, egg being dropped. As well, though, K1 is still going to be able to just blink strike away. The Celery trying his best to get enough damage out before the blink strike was there, but not quite enough in the end.
Not enough, but it is still uncomfy now for Hector. He's trying to farm up. He has the cornucopia. He'll try to clear out Blur, but he's not going to be able to clear out all of the creeps in the stack. There is a double damage rune here for the picking up, but he doesn't spot it before committing. You have some good wards coming out from Gaiman to watch every rune spot. And DD's forced to go onto Yamson, not the ideal. And they're clearing out the map. Top is just free for Ace, having a repeat of what Moo was doing in the last game. Gunner is forced to jungle. He does have the defusal on his bear, so there is some good impact there, especially with the chase down with Inhibit. It just feels like it's lacking from now. It's like, if a team fight broke out, their AoE control really isn't there yet.
Celery getting some deep wards down, but it was spotted by Yamson. Celery, though, wanting the D ward, is going to stick around. Does get the D ward, and they should be able to punish, but there's just no confidence to make the jump in.
Ooh.
And now the onslaught coming in from the side. Hey,
oh
he found 3. K1. Oh, K1 is gone, and so is Yamson. What a perfect rush in from Ace. Moo at least going to try and punish him, but can he get it done? Chase is on. They'll get Ace down. Tofu's the next target. Gunner will come, but Duraccio in the meantime, he's going to find Lelis. Gunner is still chasing. Moo is right behind him. Tofu going to get slowed up by the defusal. We'll go down to Boo. Quinn, that'll be a great target if you can find it, but Quinn is out of there. Instead, they'll try for Duraccio on the CK. The Spirit Bear, it is a scary, scary bear to see running right behind you, Duraccio. He's going to get inhibited up. They'll get the vision, but they won't really have the damage, seeing Ace has rotated here as Quinn in the meantime kills off Yamson. Now the pulverize onto Moo as Gunner goes down. Quinn, he was just doing so much work in the back. They were microing the bear, but Quinn was just destroying them apparently.
That is painful.
That's concerning.
And the sniper is getting so damn big. Quinn's above Duraccio in farm. Full Mask of Madness up. Maelstrom not too far off. Dragonlance next. You have no natural jump for the backline outside of this PA with Blur. And Hector is, again, nowhere near being ready to take any of these fights. Here you have massive stacks. No one can clear them. This is going to be cleared out by Gaiman. They're forced to try to clear it out in Lelis right now.
Oh, Ace gonna get feared up mid-onslaught, could not get away. The Sunray out from Celery gonna buy him a little bit of time, and they've got the egg to drop. Ace is still alive, and now the damage is coming out. It seems like Nouns, they're the ones losing the fight. The egg will explode, landing on 3. Gunner will go down, so will K1. This is such a disastrous game right now for Nouns. It just feels like they've got no gameplay.
No. They definitely don't. This time it's down to the Ogre Magi presence of Moo. We mentioned it early on in the laning phase. This Ogre has to have something. It has to be able to make space. It has to be able to make plays. You just didn't have that launching point here for Moo. So you're stuck with Gunnar having to farm, Hector having to farm, Moo not being able to do anything. You know, he can't really connect fully with the Shadow Demon and with the Grim Stroke. Heck, Yamson isn't even level 6 yet.
A1, he'll see Quinn. I'm not sure if he can really afford to make the jump in. He's going to try, but oh my
God. What is that?
He just... I'm not sure what it was, John. He was attacking in slow motion from what I could see. He also doesn't have a Battle Fury yet, so...
Yeah.
Maybe he would have just been better off farming, I suppose, but K1 trying for something will not really work out.
19-5, 10k lead for Gaiman. You've got the full Veil up for Celery. They're just going to melt. Like, there's nothing that nouns can do right now except try to split up and farm, try to make some sacrifices. You know, at this point, just toss out your supports. You're eventually going to hit 6 on Yamson. So that could be a launching point. Just a Soulbind, double Demonic Purge, maybe just, I don't know, double Ignite. Could be one way to go with a multicast, try to melt them down, but there's no counterplay at this moment. You just need so much more farm. And Gaiman, they're not stepping off that accelerator here.
Do not summon that bear, Gunner. It is not safe right now. It's been on cooldown for a while. He will summon. Durantio is around, but he's got backup. They're all smoked right behind him. This is all bait. Gunner, he's going to get caught. He is gone.
Oh, God.
They'll Soulbind, but it's all too late. And he just respawned the bear. Yamsun's gone a boot. The bear's on cooldown for another 100 seconds. What's a man without his bear, John? Nothing.
Nothing. It's absolutely nothing. This game is shaping up to be absolutely nothing as well for Nouns. It feels like this is karmic retribution for what happened in game 1. Now Nouns gets to experience what happened to Gaiman last game. This is basically what Gaiman had to sit through the entire time. Just being run down, no counterplay, no options. And now it's trying to be cheeky with flexing this Ogre. It does bite them. You know, it does severely bite them. This Ogre Magi offlane for Moo just has not done anything. The PA last pick as well. It's too slow for Hector.
There's just no space left right now for Nouns. So Gaiman, they are just smothering them at the moment as Lelis. Gonna get targeted. Very, very easy pickup here for Aces. Even Moo was right around the corner. Not for long though. It's Ace now just completely destroying the side of Nouns, and Quinn is enjoying himself, I'm sure. 7-0-9 now on the sniper, having a great old time.
Yeah. No, he's picked a real hero that isn't Pangolier. He's picked a sniper.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he's, as we saw on the draft camera, he looked very chuffed.
Oh, look at this.
At playing such a high-end hero.
Look at this. Look, poor Gunner. What's he meant to do? He fears him, and now he dies.
This is a revenge for Durantio.
Yeah.
They're avenging Durantio from that last game.
On the bright side, Gunner died, but K1 survived. So that's a positive. They were right next to each other. You could make the argument Gunner was tanking the game.
Sure. I don't think the Lone Druid should be tanking the gang.
No.
You know, but he has tanked the gank, and that's a silver lining. It's a very thin lining, to be fair, but...
They saw him. I could have sworn they saw him for a moment. Ward's down now. They have full vision over Durantio. Disruption. Durantio is pretty far away from his team. He might just have to go for a fight. Keep in mind, he's a pretty tanky guy. He's got a lot of strength available, so he'll go for the fight. Oh. He'll take down Yamsun. That's one down, but Durantio cannot survive anymore. But somebody's coming with it.
Unfortunate that the kill goes on to Lelis. You could really use that golden gunner right now, but a kill's a kill. Keeps him in the game. Battle Fury not too far off now for Hector.
Gunner.
There is a way to scale back in, but they need to hold off this onslaught. They have to do that a couple more times here.
They've got to be so careful with this bear as well. Like, it's on cooldown again, and you just... You can't afford to lose it. Like, that's one of your heroes just being deleted as Celery. Icarus dive will get disrupted. No helping coming because they are chasing K1 at the moment as the egg is dropped. Quinn is trying to assist. Moo will be able to survive and they will get the kill. But K1, he is inside of his base getting annihilated by Ace.
Oh my god.
So it's like, okay, you got our +5. Sure. Enjoy. Maybe they can find Quinn. That'll be a much bigger deal. Quinn to go down surely as Yamsun has dropped. In goes Ace trying to find Gunner. They do at least get Quinn down, but now Gunner is in huge trouble. Trample is available once again from Ace. The disruption will save from Lilith. And it seems like at the very least Gunner will be able to make his way out. And they do find the sniper. That's a pretty big kill.
They trade the sniper away for the bear, but it's a big kill to find. Again, they're keeping themselves in this game. They're trying to stall out as much as possible. That loss on Hector does mean that you're not really able to catch up as much as you'd want just yet. Like, this PA's critical timings, Battle Fury into farm, into Desolator, into BKB. And you're still miles away from that. Like, there's so much vision coming out here from Gaimin. They've got good forward wards. They got a good scan on Gunner.
Well, they certainly do. At least this time, he will not be spawning the bear as it was on cooldown anyway. He's going to try for the TP play out, but the dead shot is out. There'll be another death on the lone druid as Ace continues to just chase him down on this primal beast. The rest of nouns, they're just on the right side of the map. They're just sticking as full, understanding the strength in numbers, and perhaps they could look towards Duraccio, but Lilith does not react quick enough, and even if he did, I'm not sure they could have killed him quick enough before his team got there.
Yeah, it's a little bit too tanky right now. However, again, this is space. Like, Battle Fury's flying out for Hector. You've got the Midas being built up here by Moo. This sounds like severe copium on listening to myself cast this, but yeah, there is, again, a way back. I mean, this is a PA. It has been nerfed, but it can be your be-all and all win condition because CK does not like building MKB. You know, Silver Edge perhaps could be one way, but you also have the break from PA that can cause issues with a shard. So I think for Gaimin's side, it's not like they need to end this within like 10 to 15. Like, I'd give them a 15-minute window until at equilibrium, this game becomes a little bit harder than it should be. However, Hector...
K1 in danger, has no way to blink strike 2. He'll try for the blur, but it's no good. He is gone. As well as that, you'll see a Grimstroke die. Lilith will go down. Yamsun will go down to boot. They actually died of the Tormentor. Excuse me, I said Lilith went down. He actually did survive. It was just Yamsun that ends up dying for that Tormentor.
Yeah. Gunner dies as well right by the Tormentor. Probably too low and just gets clipped. So that's the opening for Gaimin onto the high ground. Respawns are short, but even with the Battle Fury, this PA is not ready. They need more farm. They need to stall somehow. But I don't see any way of shoving Quinn out here.
I mean, he got a Grove Bow on top, so it's like Dragonlance, Grove Bow, Sniper, all very, very good. Suddenly the high ground is not looking too challenging for Gaimin Gladiators. They are going to move into the mid-tier 3 tower now. They'll leave the bottom tier 3 alone. He's going to TP back towards the base. He does not have a bear as far as I can see. It is on cooldown. It's kind of hard to really help defend as a lone druid with nothing available. Duraccio, he's going to be targeted, but the Sun Ray is going to keep him alive, and now Moo just gets deleted here by Ace. That'll be the mid-tier 3 tower gone. And Gaimin, they'll just continue. I mean, nouns have not thought about calling it quite yet, but I think it might be getting around that time where you might just consider it because this game is looking a little bit too one-sided. K1 is trying to farm in the meantime, but he's still just got a Battle Fury. That's all he has.
Oh, he got scanned out too.
Oh, Ace is going to chase him down again. Ace, leave him alone. Leave him alone. K1's had enough of this game too, I think. He'll go for the TP at the very least. Maybe they can force a fight knowing the Primal Beast isn't there. But the problem is Gunner in the meantime is just dying to Quinn. And he will go down. Bot racks it is. Gaimin looking for more targets. Won't be able to find it. In fact, here we go. Moo shows himself for a moment. Duraccio with zero hesitation. They will at least disrupt the save. Moo, he will still go down. Quinn picks him off. Maybe one last fight to come.
Does look that way. No, they call it. They call it. All right. This is the game that we were expecting. They adapt to NA. Quinn channels his NA energy playing the sniper. And that NAPMA does kick in. A back and forth series. A stomp for Nouns in game one, a stomp for Gaiman.